No more. I'll hear no more. Be gone and leave me.
Not hear me. By my sufferings, but you shall. My lord, I'm not that abject wretch you think me. Patience.
Have you not wronged me?
Could my nature e'er have brooked injustice or doing wrongs, I need not now thus low have bent myself to gain a hearing from a cruel father. Wronged you?
Yes. Wronged me in the nicest point, the honor of my house. You have done me wrong. You may remember when you first came home from travel with such hopes as made you looked on by all men's eyes a youth of expectation. Pleased with your growing virtue, I received you, courted, and sought to raise you to your merits. My house, my table, nay, my fortune too, my very self was yours. Like an open friend, I treated, trusted you, and thought you mine. When in requital of my best endeavors, you treacherously practiced to undo me, seduced the weakness of my age's darling, my only child, and stole her from my bosom. Oh, Belvidera.
'Tis to me you owe her. Childless you have been else and degraded your name, extinct, no more Priuli heard of. You may remember, scarce 5 years are past since in your brigantine you sailed to see the Adriatic wedded by our Duke. And I was with you, your unskillful pilot dashed us upon a rock when to your boat you made for safety and entered first yourself, the frighted Belvidera following next. As she stood trembling on the vessel's side was by a wave washed off into the deep, when instantly I plunged into the sea and buffeting the billows to her rescue, redeemed her life with half the loss of mine. Like a rich conquest, in one hand I bore her, and with the other dashed the saucy waves that thronged to press to rob me of my prize. I brought her, gave her to your despairing arms. Indeed, you thanked me, but a nobler gratitude rose in her soul, for from that hour she loved me, till for her life she paid me with herself.
You stole her from me like a thief. You stole her at dead of night. For that cursed hour you chose to rifle me of all my heart held dear. Well, may all your joys in her prove false like mine. A sterile fortune and a barren bed attend you both. Continual discord make your days and nights bitter and grievous still.
Having your curse you have bestowed in vain. Heaven has already crowned our fateful loves with a young boy sweet at his mother's beauty. May he live to prove more gentle than his grandsire and happier than his father.
Rather live to bait thee for his bread, and din your ears with hungry cries, whilst his unhappy mother sits down and weeps in bitterness of want.
You talk as if 'twould please you.
No, 'twould, by heaven. Once she was dear indeed. The drops that fell from my sad heart when she forgot her duty, the fountain of my life, was not so precious. But she is gone, and if I am a man, I will forget her.
Would I were in my grave.
And she too with thee. For living here, you're but my cursed remembrances. I once was happy.
You use me thus because you know my soul is fond of Belvidera. You perceive my life beats on her, therefore thus you treat me. Were I a thief, the doer of such wrongs as you upbraid me with, what hinders me but I might send her back to you dishonored, and court my fortune where she would be kinder?
You dare not do it.
My lord, I dare not. My heart that awes me is too much my master. 3 years are past since first their vows were plighted, during which time the world must bear me witness I've treated Belvidera like your daughter, the daughter of a senator of Venice. Distinction, place, attendance, and observance due to her birth she always has commanded. Out of my little fortune I've done this, because though hopeless heir to win your nature, the world might see I loved her for herself, not as the heiress of the great Priuli.
No more.
Yes, all, and then adieu forever. There's not a wretch that lives on common charity, but it's happier than I, for I have known the luscious sweets of plenty every night, and never wake but to a joyful morning. Yet now must fall like a full ear of corn, so blossoms scape yet withered in the ripening.
Home. Home, and be humble. Study to retrench. Discharge the lazy vermin of thy hall, those pageants of thy folly. Reduce the glittering trappings of thy wife to humble weeds, fit for thy little state. Then to some suburb cottage both retire, drudge to feed loathsome life, get brats, and starve. Home, home, I say!
Yes, my heart would let me. This proud, this swelling heart. Home I would go, but that my doors are hateful to my eyes, filled and dammed up with gaping creditors. Now not 50 ducats in the world, yet still I'm in love and pleased with ruin. Belvedere. She is my wife, and we will bear this wayward fate together. The ne'er no comfort more.
My friend, good morrow. How fares the honest partner of my heart? What, melancholy? Not a word to spare me?
I'm thinking, Pierre, how that damn starving quality called honesty got footing in the world.
Why, powerful villainy first set it up for its own ease and safety. Honest men are the soft, easy cushions on which knaves repose and fatten. Were all mankind villains, they'd starve each other. Lawyers would want practice, cutthroats reward. Each man would kill his brother himself. None would be paid or hanged for murder. Honesty? 'Twas a cheat, invented first to bind the hands of bold, deserving rogues, that fools and cowards might sit safe in power and lord it uncontrolled over their betters.
Honesty is but a notion.
Nothing else. Like wit, much talked of, not to be defined. He that pretends to most to has the least share in. 'Tis a ragged virtue, honesty. No more on't.
Thou art honest.
And so indeed men think me, but they're mistaken, Jaffeir. I'm a rogue as well as they. A fine, gay, bold-faced villain, as thou seest me. Oh, 'tis true, I pay my debts when they're contracted. I steal from no man, would not cut a throat to gain admission to a great man's purse. I would not betray my friend to get his place or fortune, and I scorn to flatter a blown-up fool above me, or crush the wretch beneath me. Yet, Jaffeir, for all this, I am a villain.
A villain?
Yes, a most notorious villain. To see the sufferings of my fellow creatures and own myself a man. To see our senators cheat the deluded people with a show of liberty which yet they ne'er must taste of. They say by them our hands are free from fetters, yet whom they please, they lay in basest bonds, bring whom they please to infamy and sorrow, drive us like wrecks down the rough tide of power, whilst no holds left to save us from destruction. All that bear this are villains, and I one, not to rouse up at the great call of nature and check the growth of these domestic spoilers that make us slaves and tell us 'tis our charter.
Oh, Aquilina, friend, to lose such beauty, the dearest purchase of thy noble labors. She was thy right by conquest as by love.
Ah, Jaffeir, I'd so fixed my heart upon her that wheresoe'er I framed a scheme of life for time to come, she was the only joy with which I wished to sweeten future cares. When in the extremity of all these hopes, in the most charming hour of expectation, then when our eager wishes soar the highest, just ready to stoop and grasp the lovely game, a haggard owl, a worthless kite of prey, with his foul wings sailed in and spoiled my quarry.
I know the wretch, and scorn him as thou hatest him.
A curse on the common good that's so protected, where every slave heaps up wealth enough to do much wrong, becomes a lord of right. I, who believed no ill e'er could come near me, found in the embraces of my Aquilina a wretched, old, but itching senator, and a wealthy fool that had bought out my title, a rogue that uses beauty like a lambskin, barely to keep him warm.
Didst thou not fight him off?
I did, and drove the rank, old, bearded Herco stinking home. The matter was complained of in the Senate. I summoned to appear and censured basely for violating something they call privilege. This was the recompense of my service. God, would I'd rather been beaten by a coward. A soldier's mistress, Jaffeir, is his religion. And that's profaned. All other ties are broken. So, from that hour, I think myself as free to be the foe as e'er the friend of Venice. Nay, dear Revenge, whene'er thou call'st, I'm ready.
I think no safety can be here for virtue. And grieve, my friend, as much as thou to live in such wretched state as this of Venice, where all agree to spoil the public good and villains fatten with the brave man's labors.
We've neither safety, unity, nor peace, for the foundation's lost of common good. Justice is lame as well as blind among us. The laws corrupted to their ends that make them serve for but our instruments of some new tyranny that every day starts up to enslave us deeper. Now, could this glorious cause but find out friends to do it right? Oh, Jaffeir, then mightst thou not wear those seals of woe upon thy face. The proud Priuli should be taught humanity, and learn to value such a son as thou art. God, I dare not speak, but my heart bleeds this moment.
Cursed be the cause, though I thy friend be pardoned. Let me partake the troubles of thy bosom, for I'm used to misery, and perhaps may find a way to sweeten it to thy spirit.
Too soon 'twill reach thy knowledge.
Then from thee let it proceed. Thy friendship suits harsh news.
Sir, thou art ruined.
That I long since knew. I and ill fortune have been long acquainted.
I passed this very moment by thy doors, and found them guarded by a troop of villains. The sons of public rapine were destroying, they told me. By the sentence of the law, they had commissioned to seize all thy fortune. Nay, more, Priuli's cruel band had signed it, and with this stroke he claims possession of all thy ancient, most domestic ornaments, rich hangings intermixed and wrought with gold, yet the very bed which on thy wedding night received thee to the arms of Belvidera, the scene of all thy joys, was violated by the coarse hands of filthy dungeon villains and thrown amongst the common lumber.
Now thank heaven.
Thank heaven? For what?
That I'm not worth a ducat.
Oh, curse thy dull stars and the worst fate of Venice, where brothers, friends, and fathers all are false, where there's no truth, no trust, where innocence stoops under vile oppression and vice lords it. Hadst thou but seen, as I did, at last, thy beauteous Belvidera, like a wretch that's doomed to banishment, came weeping forth. Thy heart had cracked in pieces. Oh, Jaffeir.
I thank thee for the story from my heart, since now I know the worst that can befall me. Peter, I have a heart that could have borne the roughest wrong my fortune could have done me, but when I think what Belvidera feels, the tenderness, the bitterness her tender spirits taste of, I own myself a coward. I shall drown thee with my sorrows.
Burn. First, burn and level Venice to thy ruin. What, starve? Like beggars' brats in frosty weather under a hedge and whine ourselves to death? Thou or thy cause shall never want assistance whilst I have blood or fortune fit to serve thee. Command my heart. Thou art every way its master.
Now there's secret pride in bravely dying.
Oh, fie! Rats die in holes and corners. Dogs run mad. Man knows a braver remedy for sorrow. Revenge. The attribute of the gods. They stamped it with their great image on our natures. Die? Consider well the cause that calls upon thee, and if thou art base enough, die then. Remember, thy Belvidera suffers. Belvidera! Die? Damned first! What? Be decently interred in a churchyard, and mingle thy brave dust with stinking rogues that rot in winding sheets, that surfeit slain fools, the common dung of the soil?
Oh,
Yeah, well said. Out with it. Swear a little.
swear. By sea and air, by earth, by heaven and hell, I will revenge my Belvedere's tears. Hark thee, my friend. Priules the senator.
A dog.
Agreed.
Shoot him.
With all my heart. No more. Where shall we meet at night?
I'll tell thee. On the Rialto, every night at 12 I take my evening's walk of meditation. There we two will meet and talk of precious mischief.
Farewell.
At 12.
At any hour, my plagues will keep me waking. Tell me why, good heaven, thou madest me what I am, with all the spirit, aspiring thoughts, and elegant desires that fill the happiest man. Rather, why didst not for me as sordid as my fate? Base-minded, dull, and fit to carry burdens. Why have I sense to know the curse that's on me? Is this just feeling, nature? Belvedere.
My lord, my love, my refuge, happy my eyes when they behold thy face. Oh, smile as when our loves were in their spring, and cheer my fainting soul.
As when our loves were in their spring. Has then my fortune changed thee? Art thou not still the same, Belvedere, kind, good, and tender as my arms first found thee? If thou art altered, where shall I have harbor? Oh, where ease my loaded heart? Oh, where complain?
Does this appear like change or love decay? When thus I throw myself into thy bosom with all the resolution of strong truth, I joy more in thee than did thy mother when she hugged thee first and blessed the gods for all her travail past.
And there in woman be such glorious fate.
Vows cannot express it. When I would declare how great's my joy, I am dumb with the big thought. I swell and sigh and labor with my longing. Oh, lead me to some desert, wide and wild, barren as our misfortunes, where my soul may have its vent, where I may tell aloud to the high heavens and ever-listening planets with what a boundless stock my bosom's fraught where I am. Throw my eager arms about thee, give loose to love with kisses, kindling joy, and let off all the fire that's in my heart.
Belvedere, doubly I'm a beggar, undone by fortune, and in debt to thee. Want, worldly want, that hungry, meager fiend is at my heels and chases me in view. Canst thou bear cold and hunger? Can these limbs, framed for the tender offices of love, endure the bitter gripes of smarting poverty?
Oh, I will love thee, even in madness love thee. Though the bare earth be all our resting place, its roots our food, some cliff our habitation, I'll make this arm a pillow for thy head. And as thou sighing liest and swelled with sorrow, creep to thy bosom, pour the balm of love into thy soul, and kiss thee to thy rest, then praise our God and watch thee till the morning.
Here it is, you heavens, and wonder how you made her. Reign, reign, ye monarchs that divide the world. Busy rebellion ne'er will let you know tranquility and happiness like mine. Like gaudy ships, the obsequious billows fall and rise again to lift you in your pride. They wait before a storm and then devour you. I, my private bark, already wrecked, like a poor merchant driven to unknown land, that hath by chance picked up his choicest treasure in one dear casket and saved only that. Since now I must wander farther on the shore, thus hug my little but my precious store, resolve to scorn and trust my fates no more.
By all thy wrongs, thou art dearer to my arms than all the wealth of Venice. Prithee, stay and let us love tonight.
No, there's fool about thee. When a woman sells her flesh to fools, her beauty's lost to me. No, they leave a taint, sully where they've passed. They infect all they touch. I cannot think of tasting anything a fool is palled.
I loathe and scorn that fool thou mean'st, as much or more than thou canst. But the beast has gold that makes him necessary, power, too, to qualify my character, and poise me equal with peevish virtue that beholds my liberty with envy.
Much good may it do you, madam, with your senator.
My senator! Why, canst thou think that wretch e'er filled thy Aquilina's arms with pleasure? Thinkst thou, because I sometimes give him leave to foil himself at what he is unfit for, because I force myself to endure and suffer him, thinkst thou I love him? No! By all the joys thou ever gavest me, his presence is my penance. Worst thing an old man can be is a lover, a mere memento mori to poor woman. I never lay by his decrepit side, but all that night I pondered on my grave.
God, would he were well sent thither.
That's my wish too. For then, my Pierre, I might have cause with pleasure to play the hypocrite. Ah, how I could weep over the dying dotard and kiss him too, in hopes to smother him quite. Then, when the time was come to pay my sorrows at his funeral, for he's already made me heir to treasures, would make me outact a real widow's whining. How could I frame my face to fit my mourning, with wringing hands attend to his grave, fall swooning on his hearse, take mad possession even of the dismal vault where he laid buried, there, like an Ephesian matron dwell, till thou, my lovely soldier, comes to my deliverance. Then, throwing up my veil with open arms and laughing eyes, run to new dawning joy.
No more. I have friends to meet me here tonight, and must be private. As you prize my friendship, keep your coxcomb. Let him not pry, nor listen, nor fisk about the house as I have seen him, like a tame, mumping squirrel with a bell on. Curs will be abroad to bite him if you do.
What friends to meet? May I not be of your counsel?
How? A woman ask questions out of bed? Go to your senator. Ask him what passes amongst his brethren. He'll hide nothing from you, but pump me not for politics. No more! Give order that whosoe'er in my name comes here receive admittance. So good night.
Must we ne'er meet again? Embrace no more? Is love so soon and utterly forgotten?
As you henceforward treat your fool, I'll think on't.
Cursed be all fools, and doubly cursed myself, the worst of fools. I die if he forsakes me, and how to keep him, heaven or hell instruct me.
I'm here, and thus the shades of light around me. I look as if all hell were in my heart, and I in hell. Nay, surely 'tis so with me, for every step I tread, methinks some fiend knocks at my breast and bids me not be quiet. But hark, who comes here?
Sure, I've stayed too long. The clock has struck, and I may lose my proselyte. I'd speak! Who goes there?
The dog that comes to howl at yonder moon. What's he that asks the question?
A friend to dogs, for they are honest creatures that ne'er betray their masters, never fawn on any that they love not. Well met, Jaffeir.
The same. Oh, Pierre, thou art come in season. I was just gonna pray.
That's mechanic. Priests make a trade on it, and yet starve by it, too. No praying, it spoils business, and time's precious. Where's Belvidera?
For a day or two I've lodged her privately till I see farther what fortune will do with me. Prithee, friend, if thou wouldst have me fit to hear good counsel, speak not of Belvidera.
Speak not of her?
Oh no.
Nor name her? May I wish her well?
Who well?
Thy wife, thy lovely Belvidera. I hope a man may wish his friend's wife well, and no harm done.
You're merry, Pierre.
I am so. Thou shalt smile too, and Belvidera smile. We'll all rejoice. Here's something to buy pins. Marriage is chargeable.
What must this buy? Rebellion, murder, treason? Tell me which way I must be damned for this.
When last we parted, we'd no qualms like these, but entertained each other's thoughts like men, whose souls were well acquainted. Is the world reformed since our last meeting? What new miracles have happened? Has Priuli's heart relented? Can he be honest?
Thank heaven. Let heavy curse gall his old age, disquiet wring his heart. Oh, let him live till life becomes burden. Let him groan under it long, linger and age in the worst agonies and pangs of death, and find its ease too late.
Nay, couldst thou not as well, my friend, have stretched the curse to all the Senate round as to one single villain?
The curses stick not. Could I kill with cursing? By heaven, I know not 30 heads in Venice should not be blasted. Senators should rot like dogs in dunghills, while their wives and daughters die of their own diseases. For a curse to kill with.
Daggers. Daggers are much better.
Huh.
Daggers.
But where are they?
1,000 may be disposed in honest hands in Venice.
Thou talk'st in clouds.
But yet a heart half wronged as thine has been would find the meaning, Jaffeir.
1,000 daggers, all in honest hands. And have not I a friend will stick one here?
Yes. If I thought thou were not to be cherished to a nobler purpose, I would be that friend. But thou hast better friends. Friends whom thy wrongs have made thy friends. Friends worthy to be called so. I'll trust thee with a secret. There are spies this hour at work, but as thou art a man whom I have picked and chosen from the world, swear that thou wilt be true to what I utter, and when I have told thee that which only gods and men like gods are privy to, then swear no chance or change shall wrest it from thy bosom.
When thou wouldst bind me, is there need of oaths? For thou art so near my heart, thou mayst see its bottom, sound its strength and firmness to thee. Is coward, fool, or villain in my face? If I see none of these, I dare believe thou wouldst not use me at a little cost, for I am fit for honor's toughest task.
Nay, 'tis a cause I will be fond of, Jaffeir, for it is founded on the noblest basis. Our liberties, our natural inheritance, will do the business, and ne'er fast and pray for it, but openly act a deed the world shall gaze with wonder at, and envy when 'tis done.
For liberty?
For liberty, my friend. Thou shalt be freed from base Priuli's tyranny, and thy sequestered fortunes healed again. I shall be free from those opprobrious wrongs that press me now and bend my spirit downward. All Venice free, and every growing merit succeed to its just right. Fools shall be pulled from wisdom's seat, and all the world resolved.
What can I do?
Canst thou not kill a senator?
Were there one wise or honest that could kill him for hurting with that nest of fools and knaves?
Swear then.
I do. By all those glittering stars and yon great ruling planets have denied, no power nor death shall make me false to thee.
Here we embrace, and I'll unlock my heart. A council's held hard by where the destruction of this great empire's hatching. There I'll lead thee. But be a man, for thou art to mix with those fit to disturb the peace of all the world, and rule it when 'tis wildest.
I give thee thanks for this kind warning. Yes, I'll be a man. And charge thee, Pierre, whene'er thou seest my fears, betray me less, to rip this heart of mine out of my breast and show for a coward's. Come, let's be gone. My vengeance shall have room. Revenge.
And liberty.
Revenge, revenge.
Why was my choice ambition the worst ground a wretch can build on? 'Tis indeed at distance a goodly prospect, tempting to the view. The height delights us, and the mountain top looks beautiful because 'tis nigh to heaven. But we ne'er think how sandy's the foundation. What storm will batter and what tempest shake us? Who's there?
Renaud, good morrow,
Oh,
for by this time I think the scale of night has turned the balance and weighs up morning. Has the clock struck 12?
yes, clocks will go as they are set, but man, irregular man's ne'er constant, never certain. I've spent at least 3 precious hours of darkness in waiting dull attendance. 'Tis the curse of diligent virtue to be mixed like mine with giddy tempers, souls but half resolved.
Hell sees that soul amongst us it can frighten.
What's then the cause that I am here alone? Why are we not together? Elliot, welcome. You are an Englishman. When treason's hatching, one might have thought you'd not have been behindhand. In what whore's lap have you been lolling? Give but an Englishman his whore and ease, beef and sea coal fire, he's yours forever.
Frenchman, you are saucy.
How, sir?
What's here? A different spy.
Is this a time for quarrels?
Thieves and rogues fall out in brawl. Should those of your high calling, folks separated by the choice of providence from the gross heap of mankind and set here in this assembly, as in one great jewel to adorn the bravest purpose it ever smiled on, should you, like boys, wrangle for trifles?
Boys!
Renaud, thy hand.
I thought I'd given my heart long since to everyone that mingles here, but grieve to find it trusted with such tempers.
Eliot, thou once hadst virtue. I have seen thy stubborn temper bend with godlike goodness not half thus courted. 'Tis thy nation's glory to hug the foe that offers brave alliance. Once more, embrace, my friends. United thus, we are the mighty engine must twist this rooted empire from its basis. Totters it not already?
Would 'twere tumbling.
Nay, it shall down. This night we seal its ruin. Oh, Pierre, thou art welcome. Come to my breast, for by its hopes thou look'st love-lily dreadful, and the fate of Venice seems on thy sword already.
Friends, was not Brutus, I mean that Brutus who in open senate stabbed the first Caesar that usurped the world, a gallant man?
Yes, and Catiline too. Though story wrong his fame, for he conspired to prop the reeling glory of his country. His cause was good.
And ours as much above it as Renaud. Thou art superior to Cethegus, or Pierre to Cassius.
And to what we aim at, when do we start, or must we talk forever?
No, Pierre, the deed's near birth. Fate seems to have set the business up and given it to our care. I hope there's not a heart or hand amongst us but what is firm and ready.
We'll die with Betamar.
Oh, friends matchless, as will our glory be hereafter. The game is for a matchless prize if won, if lost, disgraceful ruin.
What can lose it? The public stock's a beggar. One Venetian trusts not another. Look into their stores of general safety. Empty magazines, a tattered fleet, a murmuring, unpaid army, bankrupt nobility, a harassed commonalty, a factious, giddy, and divided senate is all the strength of Venice. Let's destroy it. Let's fill their magazines with arms to awe them, man out their fleet, and make their trade maintain it.
Let loose the murmuring army on their masters, to pay themselves with plunder.
Allot their nobles to the base roots, whence most of them first sprung.
Enslave the rout whom smarting will make humble.
Turn out their droning senate and possess the seat of empire which our souls were framed for.
10,000 men are armed at your nod, commanded by leaders fit to guide a battle for the freedom of the world. This wretched state has starved them in its service, and by your bounty quickened, they're resolved to serve your glory and revenge their own. They've all their different quarters in this city. They watch for the alarm and grumble 'tis so tardy.
I doubt not, friend, but thy unwearied diligence has still kept waking, and it shall have ease. After this night it is resolved we meet no more till Venice owns us for her lords.
Now, if any amongst us here that own this glorious cause have friends or interests they would wish to save, let it be told. The general doom is sealed, but I'd forego the hopes of a world's empire rather than wound the bowels of my friend.
I must confess, you there have touched my weakness. I have a friend, hear it, and such a friend. My heart was ne'er shut to him. Nay, I'll tell you, he knows the very business of this hour, but he rejoices in the cause and loves it.
Oh, all betrayed!
No, I've dealt nobly with you. Receive and cherish him. Or if, when seen and searched, you find him worthless, as my tongue has lodged our secret in his faithful breast, to ease your fears, I wear a dagger here, shall rip it out again, and give you rest. Come forth, thou only good I e'er could boast of.
This presence bears the show of manly virtue.
I know you'll wonder all that. Thus uncalled I dare approach this place of fatal counsels. But I'm amongst you, and by heaven it glads me to see so many virtues thus united to restore justice and dethrone oppression. Command to steal, if you would have it quiet, into this breast. But if you think it worthy to cut the throats of reverend rogues and robes, send me to the cursed assembled senate. It shrinks not, though I meet a father there. Would you behold the city flaming? Here's a hand shall bear light a torch at noon to the arsenal and set its gates on fire.
You talk this well, sir.
Nay, by heaven, I'll do it. Come, I read distrust in all your faces. You fear me, villain, and indeed 'tis odd to have a stranger talk thus at first meeting of matters that have been so well debated. But I come ripe with wrongs as you would counsels. I hate the Senate. I'm a foe to Venice, a friend to none but men resolved like me to push on mischief. Did you but know me, I need not talk thus.
Pierre, I must embrace him. My heart beats to this man as if it knew him.
I never loved these huggers.
Still, I see the cause delights me not. Your friends survey me as I were dangerous, but I come armed against all doubts, and to your trust will give a pledge worth more than all the world can pay for. My Belvedere! Oh, my Belvedere!
What wonder next?
Let me entreat you, friends, as you all hope to gauge my constancy, withdraw a while to spare a woman's blushes.
Pierre, whither will the ceremony lead us?
Belvedere!
Never fear his plan.
Who calls so loud at this late peaceful hour? Oh, thou hourly image of my thoughts, where art thou?
Indeed, 'tis late.
Oh, I have slept and dreamt again. Where hast thou been, thou loiterer? Come to bed and bid thy cares good night.
Oh, Belvedere, we must change the scene in which the past delights of life were tasted.
Lass, where am I? Whitherest you lead me? Methinks I read distraction in your face. Heavens guard my love and bless his heart with patience.
That I have patience. Let our fate bear witness who has ordained it, so that thou and I, thou the divinest good man e'er possessed, and I the wretchedest of the race of man, this very hour without one tear must part.
Part? Must we part? Oh, am I then forsaken? Will my love cast me off? Where are you going? Jaffeir? Jaffeir?
Friends!
Speak to me.
Take her from my heart. She'll gain such hold, else I shall ne'er get loose. I charge you take her, but with tenderest care, relieve her troubles and assuage her sorrows.
Rise, madam, and command us as your servants.
To you, sirs, and your honors I bequeath her, and with her this cruel dagger. Whene'er I prove unworthy to thy cause, you know the rest, then strike it to her heart, and tell her he who 3 whole happy years lay in her arms, and each kind night repeated the passionate vows of still increasing love sent every word, for all her truth and sufferings.
Nay, take my life, since he has sold it cheaply, or send me to some distant clime your slave, but let it be far off, lest my complainings should reach his guilty ears and shake his peace.
No, Belvedere, I've contrived thy honor. Trust to my faith, and be but fortune kind when next we meet, I'll lift thee to a height, shall gather all the gazing world about thee to wonder what strange virtue placed thee there. But if we ne'er meet more...
Oh, thou unkind one! Never meet more! Have I deserved this from you? Look on me. Tell me, speak, thou dear deceiver, why am I separated from thy love? If I am false, accuse me, but if true, don't. Prithee, don't in poverty forsake me. Yet hear me, yet recall me. Jaffeir! Jaffeir!
Come, bring her to a chamber.
Oh, my eyes. Look not that way, but turn yourselves whiles into my heart and be weaned altogether. My friend, where art thou?
Here, my honor's brother.
Has Belvedere gone?
Bueno has led her back to her own apartment, but by heaven, thou must not see her more till our work's over.
No.
Not for your life.
Pierre, were thou but she. How I could pull thee down into my heart, gaze on thee till my eye strings cracked with love, till all my sinews with its fire extended fix me upon the rack of ardent longing, then swelling, sighing, raging to be blessed, come like a panting turtle to my breast. On thy soft bosom hovering, bill and play, confess the cause why last I fled away. Own 'twas a fault and swear to give it o'er, and never follow false ambition more.
Tell him I am gone to bed. Tell him I am not at home. Tell him I've better company with me, or anything. Tell him, in short, I will not see him, the eternal, troublesome, vexatious fool. He's worse company than an ignorant physician. I'll not be disturbed at these unseasonable hours.
But madam, he's here already. Just entered the doors.
Turn him out again, you unnecessary, useless, giddy-brained ass. If he will not be gone, set the house afire and burn us both. I had rather meet a toad in my dish than that old, hideous animal in my chamber tonight.
Knacky, knacky, knacky. How dost do, knacky? Hurry, durry. I am come, little knacky, past 11 o'clock, a late hour. Time, in all conscience, to go to bed, knacky. What? Knacky, did I say? Aye, knacky. Aquilina, Lina, Aquilina, Naquilina, Naquilina, Aki, Aki, Nacky, Nacky, Queen, Knack. Come, let's to bed, you thugs, bug, you little puss. Poor Itazi. I am a senator.
You are a fool, I am sure.
Yeah, maybe so, too, sweetheart. Never the worse senator for all that. Come, Knacky! Knacky! Let's have a game at rump, Knacky!
You would do well, signor, to be troublesome here no longer, but leave me to myself. Be sober and go home, sir.
Home, Madonna?
I, home, sir. Who am I?
Madonna, as I take it, you are my... Thou art my little Nicky-Nacky, that's all.
I find you are resolved to be troublesome, and so, to make short of the matter in a few words, I hate you, detest you, loathe you. I am weary of you, sick of you. Hang you! You are an old, silly, impertinent, impotent, solicitous coxcomb, crazy in your head and lazy in your love. Love to be meddling with everything, and if you had not money, you are good for nothing.
Huh? Good for nothing? Hurry, Durry, I'll try that presently. 61 years old and good for nothing. That's brave. Oh, come, Mistress Fiddle Faddleton, you out for a season? Don't turn out, I say. It is our will and pleasure to be private some moments.
Signor!
Out when you are bid to!
Go, Rosalba.
Good for nothing, you say?
Why? What are you good for?
In the first place, madam, I am old and consequently very wise. Very wise, Madonna, do you mark that? In the second place, take notice, if you please, that I am a senator. And when I see fit, can make speeches, Madonna. Hurry-durry, I can make a speech in the Senate House now and then, would make your hair stand on end, Madonna.
What care I for your speeches in the Senate House? If you would be silent here, I should thank you.
Why, I can make speeches to thee too, Madonna. For example, my cruel fair one, since it is my fate that you should with your servant angry prove, I hope it is not too late with this to gain reception for my love. 'Tis for thee, Nacky, my little Nicky Nacky, take it. Here, take it, I say. Take it, or I'll throw it at your head. How now, rebel?
Truly, my illustrious senator, I must confess your honor is at present most profoundly eloquent indeed.
Very well. Come, now let's sit down and think upon it a little. Come, sit, I say, come. Sit down by me a little, my Nicky Nacky. Hurry-durry. Good for nothing. Pah!
No, sir, if you please, I can know my distance and stand.
Stand? How, Nacky, up and I down? Nay, then let me exclaim with the poet, show me a case more pitiful who can, a standing woman and a falling man. Hurry-durry, not sit down. You see this, you gods? You won't sit down?
No, sir.
Then look you now, suppose me a bull.
What?
A Bassan bull, the bull of bulls. There any bull. Thus, up I get, and with my brows thus bent, I say, You won't sit down, will you?
Well, sir, I must endure this. Now your honor has been a bull. Pray, what beast will your worship please to be next?
Now I'll be a senator again, and thy lover, little Nicky Nacky. Nay, a toad. Toad. Spit in my face a little, Nacky. Spit in my face, prithee, spit in my face, never so little. Spit but a little bit, spit. Spit when you are bid, I pray. You're very good, Nacky. And now I'll be a dog.
A dog, my lord?
Aye, a dog. And I'll give thee this, the other purse, to let me be a dog and to use me like a dog a little. Hurry-durry, I will. Here it is.
Well, with all my heart. But let me beseech your dog ship to play your tricks over as fast as you can, that you may come to the stinking sooner and be turned out of doors as you deserve.
I no matter for that. That shan't move me. Now.
Hold, sir, I beseech you. What is't you do? If curs bite, they must be kicked, sir. Do you see? Kicked. Thus!
Aye, with all my heart. Do kick on. Now I'm under the table. Kick again. Kick harder. harder yet! Odds are I'll have a snap at thy shins. So she kicks bravely.
Nay then, I'll go another way to work with you. And I think here's an instrument fit for the purpose. What? Bite your mistress, Sirrah. Out! Out of doors, you dog, to kennel and be hanged! Bite your mistress by the legs, you rogue!
Hey, prithee, Nacky, now thou art too loving. Hurry, Derry, I'll be a dog no longer.
Nay, none of your fawning and grinning, but be gone, or here's the discipline. What? Bite your mistress by the legs, you mongrel! Out of doors! Out! Out to the kennel, Sirrah, go!
This is very barbarous usage, Nacky, very barbarous. Look you, I will not go. I will not stir from the door. That I resolve. Hurry, Derry. Shut me out.
Aye. And if you come here any more tonight, I'll have my footman lug you, you cur. What? Bite your poor mistress, Nacky, Sirrah.
Oh.
Madam, what's the matter?
Oh.
Why is he howling?
Call my footman hither presently.
They are coming already, madam. The house is all alarmed with a strange noise that nobody knows what to make of.
Go, all of you, and turn that troublesome beast in the next room out of my house. If I ever see him within these walls again without my leave for his admittance, you sneaking rogues, I'll poison you all. Aye, poison you like rats. Every corner of the house shall stink of one of you. Go, and learn hereafter to know my pleasure. So now for my Pierre. Thus, when godlike lover is displeased, we sacrifice our fool, and he's appeased.
I am sacrificed. I am sold. Betrayed to shame. Inevitable ruin has enclosed me. I never had but one, and he's proved false. He that should guard my virtue has betrayed it, left me, undone me. Oh, that I could hate him.
Can Belvedere want a resting place when these poor arms are open to receive her? There was a time.
Yes. Yes, there was a time when Belvedere's tears, her cries, and sorrows were not despised. When if she chanced to sigh or look but sad, there was indeed a time when Jaffeir would have ta'en her in his arms, eased her declining head upon his breast, and never left her till he found the cause. But let her now weep cease, cry till she rend the earth, sigh till she burst her heart asunder. Still he bears it all, deaf as the wind, and as the rocks unshaken.
Thou too rashly censurest of my love. Couldst thou but think how I have spent this night? Dark and alone, no pillow to my head, rest in my eyes, nor quiet in my heart. Thou wouldst not, Belvedere, sure thou wouldst not talk to me thus.
Why then, poor mourner, in what baleful corner hast thou been talking with that witch the night?
Oh, Belvedere!
Why was I last night delivered to a villain?
A villain?
Yes, to a villain. Why, at such an hour, meets that assembly, all made up of wretches that look as hell had drawn them into league? Why, I in this hand and in that a dagger was I delivered with such dreadful ceremonies? To you, sirs, and your honors, I bequeath her, and with her this. Whene'er I prove unworthy, you know the rest, then strike it to her heart. Oh, why is that rest concealed from me? Must I be made the hostage of a hellish trust? For such I know I am, that's all my value.
I shall undo myself and tell thee all. Yet think a little ere thou tempt me further. Think I have a tale will shake thy nature. I bound myself by all the strictest sacraments, divine and human,
Speak.
to kill thy father.
My father?
Nay, the throats of the whole Senate shall bleed, my Belvedere. He amongst us who spares his father, brother, or his friend is damned. Nay, have a care, and shrink not even in thought, for if thou dost...
I know it. Thou wilt kill me. Do. Strike thy sword into this bosom, lay me dead on the earth, and then thou wilt be safe. Murder my father? Though his cruel nature has persecuted me to my undoing, driven me to basest wants, can I behold him with smiles of vengeance butchered in his age? The sacred fountain of my life destroyed, and canst thou shed the blood that gave me being? Nay, be a traitor too, and sell thy country? Can thy great heart descend so vilely low, mix with hired slaves, bravos, common stabbers, nose-slitters, alley-lurking villains, join with such a crew and take a ruffian's wages to cut the throats of wretches as they sleep?
Thou wrongst me, Belvedere. I have engaged with men of soul, fit to reform the ills of all mankind.
What's he to whose cursed hands last night thou gavest me? Was that well done? No, I could tell a story would rouse thy lion heart out of its den and make it rage with terrifying fury.
Speak on, I charge thee.
Oh, my love, if ere thy Belvedere's peace deserved thy care, remove me from this place. Last night,
Distract me not, but give me all the truth.
no sooner wert thou gone, and I alone, left in the power of that old son of mischief, Renaud, no sooner was I lain on my sad bed, but that vile wretch approached me, loose, unbuttoned, ready for violation. And then my heart throbbed with its fears, oh, how I wept, and sighed, and shrunk, and trembled, wished in vain for him that should protect me. Thou, alas, wert gone.
Patience, sweet heaven, till I make vengeance sure.
He drew the hideous dagger forth thou gavest him, and with upbraiding smiles he said, behold it. This is the pledge of a false husband's love. And in my arms then pressed, and would have clasped me, but with my cries I scared his coward heart, till he withdrew and muttered vows to hell. These are thy friends. With these thy life, thy honor, thy love, all staked, and all will go to ruin.
No more! I charge thee, keep this secret close. Clear up thy sorrows, look as if thy wrongs were all forgotten, treat him like a friend, as no complaint were made. No more! Retire my life, and doubt not of my honor. I'll heal its failings and deserve thy love.
Oh, should I part with thee, I fear thou wilt in anger leave me, and return no more.
Return no more? I will not live without thee another night to purchase the creation.
When shall we meet again?
Anon at 12. I'll steel myself to thy expecting arms, come like a traveled dove, and bring thee peace.
Part to part, but sure no falsehood ever looked so fairly. Farewell. Remember 12.
Let heaven forget me when I remember not thy truth, thy love.
Jaffeir.
Who calls?
A friend that could have wished to have found thee otherwise employed. What? Hunt a wife on the dull soil? Sure, a staunch husband of all hounds is the dullest. Wilt thou never, never be weaned from caudles and confections? What feminine tales hast thou been listening to of unaired shirts, guitars, and toothache got by thin-soled shoes? Damnation! That a fellow chosen to be the sharer in the destruction of a whole people should sneak thus in corners to waste his time and fool his mind with love.
May not a man then trifle out an hour with a kind woman and not wrong his calling?
Not in a course like ours.
Then, friend, our course is in a damn condition. For I'll tell thee that canker worm called lechery has touched it. 'Tis tainted vilely. Wouldst thou think it? I know that damnable, cursed, hollow, graceless rogue loves simple fornication like a priest. I found him out at watering for my wife.
He durst not wrong his trust.
'Twas something late, though, to take the freedom of a lady's chamber.
Was she in bed?
Yes, faith! In virgin sheets. What a lewd fox stunk, I warn thee, when a ring fit was on him.
Patience guide me. He used no violence.
He made the attempt, and would have done it too, save that her cries of protest frightened him away.
Damn him.
Eyes of the eye, but hush. Norns. Will the ambassador be here in person?
No. He has sent commission to that villain Reino to give the executing charge. I'd have thee be a man, if possible, and keep thy temper. For brave revenge ne'er comes too late.
Fear not. I am cool as patience. Had he completed my dishonor, rather than hazard the success our hopes are right, for I bear it all in mortifying virtue.
Oh, he's yonder coming this way through the hall. His thoughts seem full.
Prithee, retire and leave me alone with him. I'll put him to some trial, see how his rotten part will bear to touch him.
Be careful, then.
Nay, never doubt, but trust me.
Perverse and peevish. What a slave is man to let his itching flesh thus get the better of him. Dispatch the tool, her husband, that were well. Who's there?
A man.
My friend, my near ally. The hostage of your faith, my beauty's charge is very well.
Sir, are you sure of that? Stands she in perfect health, beats her pulse even, neither too hot nor cold?
What means that question?
Oh, women have fantastic constitutions, inconstant in their wishes, always wavering and never fixed. Was it not boldly done, e'en at first sight, to trust the thing I loved, a tempting treasure too, with youth so fierce and vigorous as thine? But thou art honest.
Who dares accuse me?
Cursed be he that doubts thy virtue. For I have tried it and declare, were I to choose a guardian of mine honor, I'd put it in thy keeping, for I know thee.
Know me?
I know thee. There's no falsehood in thee. Thou look'st just as thou art. Let us embrace. Now wouldst thou cut my throat or I could thine?
You dare not do't.
You lie, sir.
How?
No more. 'Tis a base world and must reform. That's all.
Spinoza, is she here?
The same.
You are welcome.
You are trembling, sir.
'Tis a cold night indeed, and I am racked, full of anxiety for our success. We shall be warm, my friends, I hope, tomorrow.
'Twas not well done. Thou shouldst have stroked Reino and not have galled him.
Damn him.
My friends, 'tis late. Are we assembled all? Where's Eliot?
And?
Spinoza.
Here.
Benamar. Granville. Durand.
Command us. We are both prepared.
A brave cohort. Fit to behold your fate and meet her summons. Tomorrow's rising sun must see you all decked in your honors. Are the soldiers ready?
All.
All.
You, Durand, with your 1,000, must present St. Mark's. You, Captain, know your charge already, just to secure the ducal palace. You, Bramvale, with 100 more, must gain the sake. With a like number, Eliot to the Procureur. Be all this done with the least tumult possible, till in each place you post sufficient guards. Then sheathe your swords in every breast you meet.
Reverend cruelty, damn bloody villain.
During this execution, Durand, you must in the midst keep your battalia fast. Spinoza, be thou sure to plant the cannon that may command the streets. This done, we'll give the general alarm, apply petards, and force the arsenal gates, then fire the city round in several places, or with our cannon, if it dare resist, batter to ruin. But above all, I charge you, shed blood enough. Spare neither sex, nor age, name, nor condition. If there lives a senator after tomorrow, though the dullest rogue that e'er said nothing, we have lost our ends. If possible, let's kill the very name of senator and bury it in blood.
Merciless, horrid slave. My blood enough. Shed blood enough, old Crino. How thou charmst me.
Come, let's embrace. Heaven knows who next shall thus win ye together. But let's all remember, we wear no common cause upon our swords. Let each one think that on their single virtue depends the good and fame of all the rest. Eternal honor or perpetual infamy. You droop, sir.
No. With most profound attention I've heard it all, and wonder at thy virtue.
Though there be yet few hours twixt them and ruin, are not the Senate lulled in full security, quiet and satisfied as fools are always? Never did so profound repose forerun calamity so great. Nay, our good fortune has blinded the most piercing of mankind, strengthened the fearfulest, charmed the most suspectful, confounded the most subtle. For we live, oh, we live, my friends, and quickly shall our life prove fatal to these tyrants. Let's consider that we destroy oppression, avarice, a people nursed up equally with vices and loathsome lusts, which nature most abhors, and such as without shame she cannot suffer.
Oh, Belvidera, take me to thy arms and show me where's my peace, for I have lost it.
Without the least remorse, then, let's resolve with fire and sword to exterminate these tyrants. And when we shall behold those cursed tribunals, stained by the tears and sufferings of the innocent, burning with flames rather from heaven than ours, then let us call to mind, my dearest friends, there is nothing pure upon the earth, that the most valued things have most alloys, and that in change of all those vile enormities under whose weight this wretched country labors, the means are only in our hands to crown them.
And may those powers above that are propitious to gallant minds record this cause and bless it.
Thus happy, thus secure of all we wish for, should there, my friends, be found among us one false to this glorious enterprise, what fate, what vengeance were enough for such a villain?
Death here without repentance and hell hereafter.
And let me here declare, had I, a friend, joined in this cause and had but ground to fear meant foul play, may this right hand drop from me if I'd not hazard all my future peace and stab him to the heart before you. Who would not do less? Wouldst not thou, Pierre, the same?
You've singled me out, sir, for this hard question, as 'twere stated only for my sake. Am I the thing you fear? Here's my bosom. Search it with all your swords. Am I a traitor?
No. But I fear your late commended friend is little less. Come, sirs, 'tis now no time to trifle with our safety. Where's this Jaffeir?
He left the room just now in strange disorder.
Nay, there's danger in him. I observed him during the time I took for explanation. His looks grew full of sadness and surprise, all which betrayed a wavering spirit in him. What's requisite for safety must be done with speedy execution. He remains yet in our power. I, for my own part, wear a dagger.
Where?
And could wish it.
Well,
buried in his heart!
Away, we're yet all friends. No more of this. 'Twill breed ill blood among us.
Let us all draw our swords and search the house, pull him from the dark hole where he sits brooding o'er his cold fears, and each man kill his share of him.
Who talks of killing? Whose heel shed the blood that's dear to me? Is you? Or you? Or you? Sir? What? Not one to speak. How you stand gaping all in your grave oracle, your wooden god there, yet not word. Then, bueno, let me tell you, sir, a secret. Suspicions, but at best, a coward's virtue.
A coward!
I put up thy sword, I know. Thy hand shakes at it. Come, let's heal this breach. I'm too hot. We yet may all live friends.
Till we are safe, our friendship cannot be so.
Again, who's that?
'Twas I.
And I.
And I.
And I.
And all.
Who are on my side?
Every honest sword. Let's die like men and not be sold like slaves.
One such word more, by heaven, I'll to the Senate and hang you all like dogs in clusters.
Go to the Senate and betray us. Hence, secure thy wretched life. We fear to die less than thou darest be honest.
Oh, that's rank falsehood. Fear'st not thou death? Fie. There's a knavish itch in that salt blood, an utter foe to smarting. Had Jaffeir's wife proved kind, he'd still been true.
What?
Away. Disperse all to your several charges, and meet tomorrow where your honor calls you. I'll bring that man whose blood you so much thirst for, and you shall see him venture for you fairly. Hence. Hence! I say.
I fear we've been to blame and done too much.
'Twas too far urged against the man you love.
Here, take our swords and crush them with your feet.
Forgive us, gallant friend.
Nay, now you found the way to melt, and cast me as you will. I'll fetch this friend, and give him to your mercy. Nay, he shall die if you will take him from me. For your repose, I'll quit my heart's best jewel, but would not have him torn away by villains and spiteful villainy.
No, may you both forever live and fill the world with fame.
Now you're too kind. Whence arose all this discord? Oh, what a dangerous precipice have we scaped. How near a fall was all we'd long been building. Could you know him all as I have known him, how good he is, how just, how true, how brave, you would not leave this place till you had seen him and gained remission for the worst of follies. Come but tomorrow, all your doubts shall end. And to your loves me better recommend that I've preserved your fame and saved my friend.
Where dost thou lead me? Every step I move, methinks I tread upon some mangled limb of a wrapped friend. Oh, my dear, charming ruin, where are we wandering?
To eternal honor. To do a deed shall chronicle thy name among the glorious legends of those few that have saved sinking nations. Every street shall be adorned with statues to thy honor, and at thy feet this great inscription written, remember him that propped the fall of Venice.
Rather, remember him who, after all the sacred bonds of oaths and holier friendship and fond compassion to a woman's tears, forgot his manhood, virtue, truth, and honor to sacrifice the bosom that relieved him. Why wilt thou damn me?
Oh, inconstant man! How will you promise? How will you deceive? Do return back, replace me in my bondage. Tell all thy friends how dangerously thou lovest me, and let thy dagger do its bloody office. Or, if thou thinkst it nobler, let me live till I'm a victim to the hateful lust of that infernal Renaud, that old fiend that's damned himself and would undo mankind. Last night, my love.
Name and not again. It shows a beastly image to my fancy, will make me into madness. Oh, the villain that durst approach such purity as thine on terms so vile. Destruction, swift destruction fall on my coward head, and make my name the common scorn of fools if I forgive him, if I not revenge thy sufferings, dear darling of my life, love.
Delay no longer then, but to the Senate, and tell the dismalest story ere was uttered. Tell him what bloodshed, rapines, desolations have been prepared, how nears the fatal hour. Save thy poor country, save the reverend blood of all its nobles, which tomorrow's dawn must else see shed. Save the poor, tender lives of all those little infants which the swords of murderers are whetting for this moment. Think thou already hear'st their dying screams. Think that thou seest their sad, distracted mothers kneeling before thy feet and begging pity, with torn, disheveled hair and streaming eyes, their naked, mangled breasts besmeared with blood. Thinkst thou seest this, and then consult thy heart.
Oh,
If that thou lose this present minute, what miseries the next day bring upon thee? Imagine all the horrors of that night. Murder and rapine, waste and desolation, confusedly ranging. Think what then may prove my lot. The ravisher may then come safe, and midst the terror of the public ruin do a damned deed upon thy loving wife.
thou art a prophet, I a low disciple. Just what thou hast made me, take me, Belvedere, and lead me to the place where I'm to say this bitter lesson, where I must betray my truth, my virtue, constancy, and friends. Must I betray my friends? Take me quickly. Secure me well before thy thoughts renewed. If I relapse once more, all's lost forever.
Hast thou a friend more dear than Belvedere?
No. Thou art my soul itself. Wealth, friendship, honor, all present joys and earnest of all future are summed in thee. Come. Lead me now like a tame lamb to sacrifice, who, though on the altar lain, yet hardly bleats. Such pleasures into pain.
Stand, who goes there?
Friends.
Friends! Belvedere, hide me from my friends. I'd rather see the face of hell than meet the man I love.
But what friends are you?
Friends to the Senate and the state of Venice.
My orders are to seize on all I find at this late hour and bring them to the council who are now sitting.
Madam, you shall be obeyed. Oh, brutes! None of your paws upon me! Now the lot's cast. And fate, do what thou wilt.
Antony, Priuli, senators of Venice, speak. Why are we assembled here this night? What have you to inform us of concerns, the state of Venice's honor or its safety?
Words express the story I've to tell you, fathers. These tears were useless. These sad tears that fall from my old eyes. But there is cause we all should weep. Tear off these purple robes and wrap ourselves in sackcloth, sitting down on the sad earth and cry aloud to heaven, which knows if yet there be an hour to come ere Venice be no more.
How?
Nay, we stand upon the very brink of gaping ruin. Within this city is formed a dark conspiracy to massacre us all. Our wives and children, kindred and friends, our palaces and temples to lay in ashes. Nay, the hour too fixed. The swords, for aught I know, drawn e'en this moment, and the wild waste begun. From unknown hands I had this warning, but if we are men, let's not be tamely butchered, but do something that may inform the world in after ages our virtue was not ruined, though we were.
Room, room! Make room there for some prisoners.
Let's raise the city.
Speak there, what disturbance?
A prisoner have the guards seized in the street who says he comes to inform this reverend council of the present danger.
Give him entrance. Well, who are you?
A villain.
Short and pithy. The man speaks well.
Would every man that hears me would deal so honestly and own his title.
'Tis rumored that a plot has been contrived against the state, and you've a share in it too. If you're a villain to redeem your honor, unfold the truth and be restored with mercy.
Think not that I to save my life came hither. I know its value better. But in pity to all those wretches whose unhappy dooms are fixed and sealed. You see me here before you, the sworn and covenanted foe of Venice. But use me as my dealings may deserve, and I may prove a friend.
The slave capitulates. Give him the tortures.
That you dare not do. Your fears won't let you, nor the longing itch to hear a story which you dread the truth of. Truth which the fear smart shall ne'er get from me. Not all your racks, your engines, or your wheels shall force a groan away that you may guess at.
A bloody-minded fellow, I'll warrant. A damned wretched, bloody-minded fellow.
Name your conditions.
For myself, full pardon. Besides the lives of 22 friends whose names I have enrolled. Nay, let their crimes be ne'er so monstrous. I must have the oaths and sacred promise of this reverend council that in a full assembly of the Senate, the thing I ask be ratified. Swear this, and I'll unfold the secrets of your danger.
We'll swear.
Propose the oath.
By all the hopes you have of peace and happiness hereafter, you swear.
We all swear.
To give me what I've asked, you swear.
We swear.
And as ye keep the oath, may you and your posterity be blessed or cursed forever.
Else be cursed forever.
Then here's the list. And with it, the full disclosure of all that threaten you.
Why, what a dreadful catalogue of cutthroats is here! I'll warrant you not one of these fellows but has a face like a lion. I dare not so much as read their names over.
Give order that all diligent search be made to seize these men. Their characters are public. The paper intimates their rendezvous to be at the house of the famed Grecian courtesan called Aquilina. See that place secured.
What? My nicky-nacky? Hurry-durry nicky-nacky in the plot? I'll make a speech. Most noble senators, what headlong apprehension drives you on to violate the laws and rights of nations? The lady is a lady of renown. 'Tis true she holds a house of fair reception, and though I say it myself, as many more can say as well as I.
My lord, long speeches are frivolous here when dangers are so near us. We all well know your interest in that lady. The world talks loud on it.
Verily I have done, I say no more.
But since he has declared himself concerned, pray, Captain, take great caution to treat the fair one as becomes her character, and let her bedchamber be searched with decency. You, Jaffeir, must with patience bear till morning to be our prisoner.
Would the chains of death had bound me faster I known this minute. The history of my wickedness shall run down through the low traditions of the vulgar, and boys be taught to tell the tale of Jaffeir.
Let the prisoner withdraw.
More traitors! Room! Make room there!
How's this? Guards! Where are our guards? Shut up the gates! The treason's already at our doors!
My lords, more traitors, seized in the very act of consultation, furnished with arms and instruments of mischief. Bring in the prisoners.
You, my lords and fathers, as you are pleased to call yourself of Venice, if you set here to guide the course of justice, why these disgraceful chains upon the limbs that have so often labored in your service? Are these the wreaths of triumph you bestow on those that bring you conquest home and honors?
Go on, you shall be heard, sir.
And hanged too, I hope.
Are these the trophies I've deserved for fighting your battles with confederated powers? When winds and seas conspired to overthrow you and brought the fleets of Spain to your own harbors, stepped not I forth and taught Venetian soldiers the task of honor and the way to greatness? Raised you from your capitulating fears to stipulate the terms of sued for peace? And this is my recompense? If I'm a traitor, produce my charge, or show the wretch that's base enough and brave enough to tell me I'm a traitor.
Know you one Jaffeir?
Yes, and know his virtue, his justice, truth, his general worth, and sufferings from a hard father taught me first to love him.
See him brought forth.
A friend, too, bound. Nay, then, our fate has conquered us, and we must fall. Why droops the man whose welfare's so much mine? There but one thing. These reverend tyrants, Jaffeir, do call us traitors. Art thou one, my brother?
Thee am the falsest, veriest slave that e'er betrayed a generous, trusting friend, and gave up honor to be sure of ruin. All our fair hopes, which morning was to have crowned, has my cursed tongue overthrown.
So then all's over. Venice has lost her freedom, I my life. No more. Farewell.
Say, will you make confession of your vile deeds and trust the Senate's mercy?
Cursed be your Senate, cursed your Constitution! The curse of growing factions and divisions still vex your councils, shake your public safety, and make the robes of government you wear hateful to you as these base chains to me.
Pardon or death?
Death. Honorable death.
That's the best thing we ask or you can give.
No shameful bonds, but honorable death.
Break up the council. Captain, guard your prisoners. Jaffeir, you're free, but these must wait for judgment.
Come, where's my dungeon? Lead me to my straw. It will not be the first time I've lodged hard to do this Senate service.
Hold one moment.
Who's he disputes the judgment of the Senate? Presumptuous rebel, on!
By heaven, you stir not! I must be heard. I must have leave to speak. Thou hast disgraced me, Pierre, by a vile blow, and not a dagger than the nobler justice. But use me as thou wilt. Thou canst not wrong me, for I am fallen beneath the basest injuries.
What whining wretch art thou? I know thee not. Dissemble and be nasty. Leave me, hypocrite.
Not know me, Pierre?
No, know thee not. What art thou?
Jaffeir, thy friend, thy once loved, valued friend, though now most deservedly scorned and used most hardly.
Thou, Jaffeir, thou, my once loved, valued friend! By heavens, thou liest. The man so called my friend was generous, honest, faithful, just, and valiant. Noble in mind, honest, faithful, in his person lovely, dear to my eyes and tender to my heart. But thou, a shameful, base, false, worthless coward, poor even in soul and loathsome in thy aspect, all eyes must shun thee, and all hearts detest thee.
I have not wronged thee by these tears, I have not.
Not wronged me. Darest thou call thyself Jaffeir, and swear thou hast not wronged me? Whence these chains? Whence the vile death which I may meet this moment? Whence this dishonor but from thee, thou false one?
All's true, yet grant one thing that I've done asking.
What's that?
To take thy life on such conditions the council have proposed. Thou and thy friends may yet live long and be quite nobly treated.
Life? Beg my life. Confess. Record myself a villain for the privilege to breathe and carry up and down this cursed city the discontented and repining spirit which burdens all who stoop to cowardice? No. This world and I have long been jangling, and cannot part on better terms than now, when only men like thee are fit to live in it.
By all that's just.
I'll swear by some other power, for thou hast broke that sacred oath too lately.
Then by that hell I merit, I'll not leave thee, till to thyself at least thou art reconciled.
Not leave me.
No! Thou shalt not force me from thee. Use me reproachfully, and like a slave tread on me, buffet me, heap wrongs and wrongs on my poor head. I bear it all with patience, till wounded by my sufferings thou relent, and raise me to thy arms for dear forgiveness.
Art thou not
What?
a traitor?
Yes.
A villain?
Granted.
A coward, a most scandalous coward, spiritless, void of honor, one who has sold thy everlasting fame for shameless life.
All and more, much more, if also numberless.
And wouldst thou have me live on terms like thine, base as thou art?
But this to me that's granted. The safety of thy life was all I aimed at, in recompense for faith and trust so broken.
Oh, I scorn it more because preserved by thee! To think! When first my foolish heart took pity on thy misfortunes, sought thee in thy miseries, all I received in surety for my truth, for thy truth, were unregarded oaths. And this dagger, given with a worthless pledge which thou hast failed. So I restore it back to thee again, swearing by all those powers which thou hast violated, never from this cursed hour to hold communion, friendship, or interest with thee, though our numbers were to exceed those limited the world. Take it. Farewell. For now, I owe thee nothing.
Say thou wilt live, then.
For my life. Dispose it just as thou wilt, because 'tis what I'm tired with.
Oh, Pierre.
No more. Now, curses, great as is thy falsehood, catch thee.
Amen. He's gone. My father, friend, preserver. This portion he has left me, this dagger, well remembered. This dagger I gave a solemn vow of dire importance, parted with this and Belvedere together. Have a care, memory, and drive that thought no farther. Oh, for a long sound sleep, and so forget it. Down, busy devil.
Whither shall I fly? Where hide me and my miseries together, O husband? Love, I bend my eyes to earth in sad regret, and do implore thy mercy.
Mercy, kind heaven has surely endless stores hoarded for thee of blessings yet untasted. Let wretches loaded hard with guilt as I am, bow with the weight, groan beneath the burden, creep with a remnant of that strength they've left before the footstool of that heaven they've injured. O Belvedere, I'm the wretchedest creature e'er crawled on earth. Now, if thou hast virtue, help me. Take me to thy arms, and speak of peace to my divided soul, for I'm tottering on the very brink of chaos, and thou art all the hold I've left.
Alas, I know thy sorrows are most mighty. I know thou hast cause to mourn, my sweet fear, with endless cries and never ceasing wailings, for thou hast lost.
I've lost what can't be counted. My friend too, Belvedere, that dear friend who next to thee was all my health rejoiced in, has used me like a slave, shamefully used me. To break thy pitying heart to hear the story. What shall I do? Resentment, indignation, love, pity, fear, and memory. Oh, how I've wronged him.
What has he done?
Thou hates me, should I tell thee?
Tell me, speak.
Before we parted, Arietta's guards had led Pierre to prison. Full of severe sorrows for her sufferings, with eyes overflowing and a bleeding heart, humbling myself almost beneath my nature, as at his feet I knelt and sued for mercy. Forgetting all our friendship, all the dearness in which we've lived so many years together, with a reproachful hand he dashed a blow. He struck me, Belvedere, by heaven, he struck me, buffeted, called me traitor, villain, coward. Am I a coward? Am I a villain? Tell me, thou art the best judge, and mates me if I am so. Damnation, coward!
Oh, forgive him, Jaffeir. And if his sufferings wound thy heart already, what will they do tomorrow?
Tomorrow?
Yes, when thou shalt see him stretched in all the agonies of a tormenting and a shameful death, his bleeding bowels and his broken limbs insulted o'er by a vile, butchering villain. What will thy heart do then? Oh, sure 'twill stream like my eyes now.
What means thy dreadful story? Death? And tomorrow broken limbs and pals. Tell me 'tis but conjecture, some bad dream.
The faithless senators, 'tis they've decreed it. They say, according to our friend's request, they shall have death, and not ignoble bondage. Declare their promised mercy all as forfeit, false to their oaths and deaf to intercession. Warrants are passed for public death tomorrow. Oh, do not look so terribly upon me. How your lips shake and all your face disordered. What means my love?
Leave me, I charge thee, leave me. Strong temptations waken my heart.
For what?
No more! But leave me.
Why?
Oh, by heaven, I love thee with that fondness. I would not have thee a moment longer near these cursed hands. Behold my dagger here. Art thou not terrified?
No.
Call to mind what thou hast done and whither thou hast brought me.
Jaffeir.
Where is my friend? My friend, thou smiling mischief. Nay, shrink not, now 'tis too late. Thou shouldst have fled when thy guilt first set cause for dire revenge is up and raging for my friend. He groans. Hark how he groans. I hear his screams in my ears already. See, they fixed him on the wheel, and now they tear him. Murder! Perjurers say it! Murder! Oh, hark thee, traitress. Thou hast done this. I'll wink, and then 'tis done.
It means the Lord of me, my life and love. What wilt thou do? Do not kill me, Jaffeir. Pity these limbs that used to clasp thee when thy looks were milder, that yet hang heavy on my unpurged soul, and plunge it not into eternal darkness.
Oh, Belvedera, when we parted last, I gave this dagger with thee as in trust to be thy portion if I ever prove false. On such condition was my truth believed, but now 'tis forfeited and must be paid for.
Oh, mercy.
Nay, no struggling.
Now, then, kill me. While thus I cling about thy cruel neck, kiss thy revengeful lips, and die in joys greater than any I can guess thereafter.
I am a coward. Witness heaven, witness it earth, every being witness. 'Tis but one blow, yet by mortal love I cannot longer bear the thought to harm her. Thou art either born to save or damn me. By all the power that's given thee o'er my soul, by thy resistless tears and conquering smiles, fly to thy cruel father. Save my friend, or all our future quiet's lost forever. Fall at Priuli's feet, cling round his knees. Speak to him with thy eyes and with thy tears, melt his hard heart and wake the nature in him. Crush him in thy arms, torture him with thy softness, nor till thy prayers are granted set him free, but conquer him as thou hast vanquished me.
Why, cruel heaven, have my unhappy days been lengthened to this sad one? Go, dishonor, and deathless infamy is fallen upon me. Was it my fault? Am I a traitor? No! But then, my only child, my daughter, wedded! Oh, there my blessed blood runs foul, and a disease incurable has seized upon my memory to make it rot and stink to after ages. Ah, cursed be the fatal minute when I got her. Or would that I'd been anything but man and raised an issue which would never have wronged me. The vilest beasts are happy in their offsprings, while only man gets traitors, whores, and villains. Cursed be their names, and some swift blow from fate lay his head deep where mine may be forgotten.
Is there? My father, my inhuman father, that for 3 years has left an only child exposed to all the outrages of fate and ruin.
Oh, what child of sorrow art thou that comest? Oh, wrapped up in weeds of sadness, and movest as if thy steps were towards a grave.
A wretch, who from the very top of happiness had fallen into the lowest depths of misery, and want your pitying hand to raise me up again?
Oh, indeed. Thou talk'st as thou hadst tasted sorrows. Would I could help thee.
'Tis greatly in your power. Oh, well regard me. Is this voice a strange one? Consider, too, when beggars once pretend, a case like mine no little will content them.
What wouldst thou beg for?
Pity and forgiveness. By thy kind tender names of child and father, hear my complaints and take me to your love.
Oh, how? My daughter?
Yes, your daughter, by a mother virtuous and noble, faithful to your honor, dear to your arms, by all the joy she gave you, when in her blooming years she was your treasure, look kindly on me.
Oh, cruel Belvedere. Hadst thou inherited thy mother's virtues, I'd been too blessed.
Nay, do not call to memory my disobedience, but let pity enter into your heart, and quite deface the impression. For could you think how minds perplexed, what sadness, fears, and despairs distract the peace within me, oh, you would take me in your dear, dear arms, and shelter me with a protecting wing from the black gathered storm that's just breaking.
Don't talk thus.
Yes, I must, and you must hear, too. I have a husband.
Damn him.
Oh, do not curse him. He would not speak so hard a word towards you on any terms. However he'd deal with me.
What means my child? By heaven, my aching heart forebodes much mischief. Tell me thy story, for I'm still thy father. Speak.
Oh, my husband, my dear husband, carries a dagger in his once kind bosom to pierce the heart of your poor Belvedere.
Kill thee?
Yes, kill me. When he passed his faith and covenant against your state and senate, he gave me up as hostage for his truth. With me, a dagger and a dire commission. Whene'er he failed to plunge it through this bosom, I learnt the danger, chose the hour of love to attempt his heart and bring it back to honor. Great love prevailed and blessed me with success. He came, confessed, betrayed his dearest friends for promised mercy. Now they're doomed to suffer. Galled with remembrance of what then was sworn. If they are lost, he vows to appease the gods with this poor life and make my blood the atonement.
Oh, heavens!
I fear not death, but cannot bear a thought that my dear husband's hands should do the office. If I was ever then your care, now hear me. Fly to the Senate. Save the promised lives of his dear friends ere mine be made the sacrifice.
Oh, my heart's comfort.
Mew not, my father. Weep not, but answer me.
Oh, by heaven, I will. Not one of them, but shall be immortal. Canst thou forgive me all my follies past? I'll henceforth be indeed a father, never more thus exposed, but cherish thee, dear as the vital warmth that feeds my life. Oh, dear as these eyes that weep in fondness o'er thee. Peace to thy heart. Farewell.
Go and remember, 'tis Belvedere's life her father pleads for.
Signor Priuli, my Lord Priuli, my lord, my lord, my lord. How we lords love to call one another by our titles. My lord, my lord. Pox on him, I'm a lord as well as he, and so let him fiddle. I'll warrant him he's gone to the Senate House, and I'll be there too soon enough for somebody. Odd. Here's a tickling speech about the plot. I'll prove there's a plot with a vengeance. Let me see. Most reverend senators, that there is a plot, surely by this time no man that hath eyes or understanding in his head will presume to doubt. 'Tis as plain as the light in the cucumber. No, hold there. Cucumber does not come in yet. 'Tis as plain as the light in the sun, or as the man in the moon, even at noonday. It is indeed a pumpkin plot, which, just as it was mellow, we have gathered, and Now we have gathered it, prepared it, and dressed it, shall we throw it like a pickled cucumber out the window? No. That it is not only a bloody, horrid, execrable, damnable, and audacious plot, but it is, as I may say so, a saucy plot. And we all know, most reverend fathers, that what is sauce for a goose is sauce for a gander. Therefore, I say, as those bloodthirsty ganders of the conspiracy would have destroyed us geese of the Senate, let us make haste to destroy them, so I humbly move for hanging! Honey, I think this will do. Though I was something out at first about the sun and the cucumber.
Good morrow, Senator.
Hey! My dear Necky! Morrow, Necky! Oh, what I am, very brisk, very merry, very bird, very jovial. Kiss me, Necky. Oh, just blow my little Tory-Rory strumpet. Kiss me, I say, hussy, kiss me.
Hang you, sir, coxcomb, hang you.
Oh, eighty-tatey, is it so indeed, with all my heart, faith. Hey, then up we go. Hey, then up go we. Dum, 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 dum.
Signor,
Madonna.
you intend to die in your bed.
About 70 years hence, my dear.
You'll be hanged, signor.
Sweetheart, prithee be quiet. Hanged, quotha, that's a merry conceit with all my heart. Oh, why thou jokest, Necky. Now art given to joking, I'll swear. Well, I protest, Necky, that I love joking dearly, Madonna, and I'll kiss thee for joking. Odd, I have a devilish mind to whip thee for joking too. Odd, I haven't. Hey, then up go we, dum, 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 dum.
Do you this, signor?
Oh, no! A dagger! It is naturally my aversion. I cannot endure the sight on it. Hide it, for heaven's sake. I cannot look that way till it be gone. Hide it, hide it!
Yes, in your heart I'll hide it.
My heart? Would hide a dagger in my heart's blood?
Yes, in thy heart, thy throat, thou pampered devil. Thou hast helped to spoil my peace, and I'll have vengeance on thy cursed life and all the bloody Senate, the perjured, faithless Senate. Where's my lord? My happiness? My love? My God? My hero? Doomed by thy cursed tongue amongst the rest to a shameful rack. By all the rage that's in me, I'll be whole years in murdering thee.
Why, Necky, wherefore so passionate? What have I done? Oh, what's the matter, my dear Necky? Am not I thy love, thy happiness, thy lord, thy hero, thy senator, and everything in the world, Necky?
Thou! Think'st thou art fit to meet my joys, to bear the eager clasps of my embraces? Give me my Pierre, or...
Why, he's to be hanged, little Necky. Trussed up for treason and so forth, child.
Thou liest! Stop down thy throat that hellish sentence, or 'tis thy last. Swear that my love shall live, or thou art dead. Swear, recall his doom, swear at my feet and tremble at my fury.
I do. Now, if she would just kick a little bit, one kick now.
Swear, or...
I do. By these dear fragrant foots and little toes, sweet as my Necky, Necky, Necky.
Oh, how?
Oh, nothing but untie thy shoestring a little, faith and truth. That's all as I hope to live, Necky. That's all.
Nay, then.
Hold! Thy love thy lord, thy hero shall be preserved and safe.
Or may this puñal rust in thy heart.
With all my soul.
Farewell.
Adieu. Ah, what a bloody-minded, inveterate, termagant strumpet have I been plagued with. Yet more, nay, then. I die! I die! I'm dead already.
Final destruction seize on all the world. Bend down, ye heavens, and shuddering round this earth, crushed a vile globe into its first confusion. Scorched with elemental flames to one cursed cinder, and all his little creepers in it called men. Burn to nothing, but let Venice burn hotter than all the rest. Here kindle hell, ne'er to extinguish, and let souls hereafter groan here in all those pains which mine feels now.
My life.
My plague.
Nay, then I see my ruin. If I must die.
No. Death's this day too busy. Thy father's ill-timed mercy came too late. I thank thee for thy labors, though, and him too. But all my poor, betrayed, unhappy friends have summons to prepare for fate's black hour, and yet I live.
Then be the next my doom. I see thou hast passed my sentence in thy heart, and I'll no longer weep or plead against it, but with the humblest, most obedient patience meet thy dear hands and kiss them when they wound me. So let my death come now, and I'll not shrink from it.
Nay, Belvedere, do not fear my cruelty, nor let the thoughts of death perplex thy fancy. But answer me to what I shall demand with a firm temper and unshaken spirit.
I will when I've done weeping.
Aye, no more aunt. How long is since the miserable day we wedded first? Nay, keep in thy tears, lest they unman me too.
Heaven knows I cannot. The words you utter sound so very sadly, these streams will follow.
I'll kiss them dry then.
But was it a miserable day when we were wed?
A cursed one.
I thought it otherwise. And you've oft sworn in the transporting hours of warmest love, when sure you spoke the truth, you've sworn you blessed it.
'Twas a rash oath.
Then why am I not cursed too?
No, Belvedere, by the eternal truth, I dote with too much fondness.
So kind. Still then, do you love me?
Nature in her workings inclines not with more ardor to creation than I do now towards thee. Man ne'er was blessed since the first pair first met as I have been.
Then sure you will not curse me.
No, I'll bless thee. I came on purpose, Belvedere, to bless thee. 'Tis now, I think, 3 years we've lived together.
And may no fatal minute ever part us, till reverend grown from age and love, we go down to one grave as our last bed together. There sleep in peace till an eternal morning.
When will that be?
I hope, long ages hence.
Have I not hitherto, I beg thee tell me thy very fears, used thee with tenderest love? Did e'er my soul rise up in wrath against thee? Did e'er I frown when Belvedere smiled, or by the least unfriendly word betray abating passion? Have I ever wronged thee?
No.
Has my heart, or have my eyes e'er wandered to any other woman?
Never, never. I own I've been too happy, blessed above my sex's charter.
Did I not say I came to bless thee?
Yes.
Then hear me, bounteous heaven. Pour down your blessings on this beauteous head, where everlasting sweets are always springing with a continual giving hand. Let peace, honor, safety always hover round her. Feed her with plenty, let her eyes ne'er see sight of sorrow, nor her heart know mourning. Crown all her days with joy, her nights with rest, and comfort her with patience in her parting.
How? Parting? Parting?
Yes, forever parting. I have sworn, Belvedere, by yon heaven that best can tell how much I lose to leave thee, we part this hour forever.
Oh, call back your cruel blessings. Stay with me and curse me.
No, 'tis resolved.
Then hear me too, just heaven. Pour down your curses on this wretched head with never-ceasing vengeance. Let despair, danger, or infamy, nay, all surround me. Starve me with wantings. Let my eyes ne'er see a sight of comfort, nor my heart know peace, but dash my days with sorrow, nights with horrors wild as my own thoughts now, and let loose fury to make me mad enough for what I lose if I must lose him.
Now hold hard or never.
By all the tender days we lived together, by all our charming nights and joys that crowned and pity my sad condition, speak, but speak, by these arms that now cling round thy neck, by this dear kiss, and by 10,000 more, by these poor streaming eyes.
Murder! Unhold me. By the immortal destiny that doomed me to this very cursed minute, I'll not live one longer. Resolve to let me go or see me fall. Dismal bell tolls out for death. I must attend its call too, for my dying friend, my poor Pierre, expects me. He sent a message to require I'd see him before he died and take his last forgiveness. Farewell forever.
Leave thy dagger with me. Bequeath me something, not one kiss at parting. Oh, my poor heart, when wilt thou break?
Yet stay. We have a child, and yet a tender infant. Be a kind mother to him when I am gone. Breed him in virtue and the paths of honor, but let him never know his father's story. I charge thee, guard him from the wrongs my fates may do, his future fortune or his name. Please, Belvedere.
I swear.
So now farewell.
Forever.
Heaven knows forever. All good angels guard thee.
All ill ones sure had charge of me this moment. Cursed be my days, and doubly cursed my nights, which I must now mourn out in widowed tears. Oh, give me daggers, fire, or water, how I could bleed, how burn, how drown the waves huzzing and booming round my sinking head till I descended to the peaceful bottom. Oh, there's all quiet. Here, all rage and fury. The air's too thin and pierces my weak brain. I long for thick, substantial sleep. Hell burst from the center, rage and roar aloud if thou art half so hot, so mad as I am. Hark, who's there?
Run, girl, and bring her safely home. Guard her as you would life. Alas, poor creature.
What? To my husband? Then conduct me quickly. Are all things ready? Shall we die most gloriously? Say not a word of this to my old father. Oh, murmuring streams, soft shades and springing flowers, lutes, laurel, seas of milk and ships of amber.
Room there, stand all by, make room for the prisoner.
My friend not yet come.
Why are you so obstinate, child?
Why are you so troublesome that a poor wretch can't die in peace, but you old pious priests like ravens will be ever croaking round him?
Yet heaven awaits.
I tell thee, heaven and I are friends. I never broke peace with it yet by cruel murders, rapine, or perjury, or vile deceiving, but lived in moral justice towards all men, nor am a foe to the most strong believers. However my own short-sighted faith confine me.
But an all-seeing judge.
You say my conscience must be mine accuser. I've searched that conscience and find no records there of crimes that scare me.
'Tis strange you should want faith.
You want to lead my reason blindfold, like a hampered lion, checked of its noble vigor. Then, when baited, down to obedient tameness, make it couch and show strange tricks, which you call signs of faith. So silly souls are gulled, and priests get money. Away, no more. Captain, I would hereafter this friar write no lies of my conversion, because he has crept upon my troubled hours.
Old, eyes too dry. Heart, strengthen me to bear this hideous sight, and humble me to take the last forgiveness of a dying friend who, betrayed by my vile falsehood to his ruin, Oh, Pierre!
Jaffeir, my friend, yet come thou nearer.
Crawling on my knees and prostrated on the earth, let me approach thee. How shall I look up to thy injured face that always used to smile with friendship on me?
Dear to my arms, though thou'st undone my fame, I cannot forget to love thee. Prithee, Jaffeir, forgive that filthy blow my passion dealt thee. I'm now preparing for the land of peace, and fain would have the charitable wishes of all good men like thee to bless my journey.
Good. I'm the vilest creature. Worse than e'er suffered a shameful fate thou art going to taste of. Why was I sent for to be used thus kindly? Call me villain as I am. Describe the foul complexion of my hateful deeds. Lead me to the rack and stretch me in thy stead, for I've crimes enough to give its full load and do it credit.
Time grows short. Your friends are dead already.
Dead?
Yes, dead, Jaffeir. They've died like soldiers, too, worthy their character.
What must I do?
Jaffeir.
Speak aloud thy burdened soul, and tell thy troubles to thy tortured friend.
Friend? God, couldst thou yet be a friend, a generous friend, I might hope comfort from thy noble sorrows. Heaven knows I want a friend.
I, a kind one, that would not scorn thus my repenting virtue, or think when east to die my thoughts are idle.
No. Live, I charge thee, Jaffeir.
Yes, I will. But it shall be to see thy fall revenged, at such a rate as Venice long shall groan for.
Wilt thou?
I will, by heaven.
Then still thou art noble, and I forgive thee. Yet, shall I trust thee?
No, I've been false already.
Dost thou love me?
Rip up my heart and satisfy thy doubtings.
God curse on this weakness.
Tears. Amazement, tears. I never saw thee melted thus before. I know there's something laboring in thy bosom that must event. Though I'm a villain, tell me.
Seest thou that engine?
Why?
Is't fit a soldier who has lived with honor, fought nations' quarrels, and been crowned with conquest, be exposed, a common carcass on a wheel? Speak. Is fitting. Yes, fitting.
It's to be done.
I'd have thee undertake something that's noble to preserve my memory from the disgrace that's ready to attain it.
The day grows late, sir.
I'll make haste. Oh, Jaffeir, though thou'st betrayed me, do me some way justice.
No more of that. Thy wishes shall be satisfied. I have a wife, and she shall plead my child to yield up his little throat, all to appease thee.
No, this no more. Hark ye, I'll whisper it.
Is it then so?
Most certainly.
I'll do it.
Remember.
Sir.
Come! Now I'm ready. Prithee, officer, keep off the rabble, that I may have room to entertain my fate, and die with decency. Come!
Son.
Hence, tempter!
Stand off, priest.
Oh, I thank you, madam. You'll think on't.
Won't grow stale before tomorrow.
Now, Jaffeir. Now, I'm going, now!
Let me! Honest heart. Then here. No! And this is well too.
Damnable deed.
How hast thou been faithful indeed? This was done nobly. We've deceived the Senate.
Now, cursed rulers, Thus of the blood you've shed I make libation, and sprinkle it mingling. May it rest upon you and all your race. Be henceforth peace a stranger within your walls. Let plagues and famines waste your generations. I have a wife. Oh! Bear this sweet dagger to her, a token that with my dying breath I blessed her, and the dear little infant child left behind me. I'm sick. Quiet.
Bear this news to the Senate, and guard their bodies till there's a farther order. Heaven grant I die so well.
Strengthen her heart with patience, pitying heaven.
Come, nay, come to bed, prithee, my love. The winds, hark how they whistle, and the rain beats. Oh, how the weather shrinks me. How are you returned? See, father, he's come again. Am I to blame to love him? Oh, thou dear one, why do you fly me? Are you angry still, then? Jaffeir, where art thou? Father, why do you do thus? Stand off, don't hide him from me. He's here somewhere. Stand off, I say. What, gone? Remember it, tyrant. I may revenge myself for this trick one day. I'll do it, Renault's a nasty fellow. Hang him! Hang him! Hang him!
My lord, the officer has come with news.
News? What news?
Most sad news, Signor Priuli. Jaffeir upon the scaffold to prevent a most shameful death stabbed Pierre, and next himself both fell together.
Oh, daughter!
Oh, look there! My husband bloody and his friend too. Murder! Who has done this? Speak to me, thou sad vision, on these poor trembling knees, I beg it. Vanish. Here they went down. Oh, I'll dig the den up. You shan't delude me thus. Oh, Jaffeir! Jaffeir, peep up and give me but a look. I have him. I've got him, father. Oh, how I'll smuggle him, my love, my dear, my blessing. Help me. Help me! They'd hold on me. Drag me to the bottom. Nay, now they pull so hard.
My lord, look to your daughter. She's a pistol ready.
Oh, Ladira, no.
Farewell.
She's dead. Breathless and dead.
Then guard me from the sight on't. Lead me into some place that's fit for morning, where the free air, light, and the cheerful sun may never enter. Hang it round with black. Set up one taper that may last a day as long as I've yet to live. And there all leave me, sparing no tears when you this tale relate, but bid all cruel fathers dread my fate.